Hey, what is shaking, homies? So today I got a really cool video for you guys. So I'm going to show you my top 3 3D printers under $400. So if you only had $400 to spend right now, these would be the 3 that I would look at the most. These are all sold on GearBest. I've reviewed over 20 3D printers in the last year and a half, and almost all of them were actually sent to me courtesy of GearBest.com, and I cannot thank them enough. GearBest is actually coming up on their 5th anniversary right now, and they're having a giant sale on their whole website. Everything. I'll put a link to the entire sale down below, but I'll also put links to these 3D printers and other recommended 3D printers. But if you have only up to $400 to spend, these would be the 3 I would look at the most, and we'll get into them more and more here in a minute. The 3D printers we're going to be taking a look at is we got the Alfawise U20, we got the brand new Mariah Smart Delta style 3D printer. This is Wi-Fi controlled, all sorts of cool features. I'll get into each and every one of these. And then we got the Aurora A5. Now this 3D printer is also very technologically advanced and very safe. Great printer all in all. You'll notice that I actually have all 3 of these printers running right now, and you can still hear me. All 3 of these printers are all nice and quiet. The quietest would probably have to be the Aurora, but these two, they're not really much louder. The Alfawise U20, this is going to be the cheapest out of all these, and it actually has the largest build volume at 300 by 300 by 400. This is almost as big, but this is a little bit bigger. And this normally you can get it on GearBest for around like $275. With their sale right now, I'm sure it could be even cheaper. But usually on GearBest you can find it, they have some type of sale going, but it's usually around $275. And this is a clone basically of a CR10 machine, but it's got some better things actually. It's almost like they cloned it, but they made it better. It's got an LCD touchscreen, which makes it way better, in my opinion. I don't, just the standard dial, that's so old feeling to me. I just love having the LCD touchscreen, very user friendly. Any idiot can figure it out. Great if it's your first printer. This comes in just 3 parts. You can have it put up together in 10-15 minutes. Very simple directions, only 3 steps, up and running, ready to go. The nice thing about this too is because of its design, it can use pretty much any upgrade that a CR10 would have. Very, very nice with that. It can do different types of filament. Not great at ABS. It can get to the temperatures to do ABS, but because of the design, without an enclosure, it doesn't really print ABS. You could build an enclosure and then it would print it fine. Or if you live in a very hot environment, you have it in a hot room, I'm sure you'd be able to print ABS. But yeah, enough of that. Great printer at the very cheap price. You're getting a huge build volume and just a really nice printer altogether. Also too, the firmware here is updated basically every month. The only printer I have that has where their firmware is updated, not just community updates, it's updated from the designers, the people that made this printer. On their Facebook page, they put out every month pretty much, they come out with new firmware to change things around, make it better, make the user interface easier, and I'm really excited about this. And I actually want to check out, they actually have a bigger model that's the 500 by 500 by 500, I believe. Maybe I'll see if GearBest will send me that one to check out, because I have had a couple people in the comments ask me about that, and I've had so much success with this that I love this. I actually had a CR10, CR10S, and I actually gave that to my dad for Christmas because it was so loud. My neighbor next to me was complaining. I had all these printers going all the time, and just when I would have that one going, he would be complaining that it was too loud. But when I have all 3 of these going, this isn't even that bad or anything. So nice and quiet. Firmware's updated all the time. It uses very cheap parts in a good way, as in they're very easy to find, very readily available. If you have less than $300 and you need something really big, I'm going to tell you right now, this is your best buy, the Alfawise U20. Big fan of this. Link will be down below. Okay, but say you're somebody that you want something a little more a little crazier, a little more technologically advanced. Something that you could print Wi-Fi, you could print off your phone, you could use Wi-Fi off your computer, you could plug that SD. This printer right here is, I've only had this for a week and a half now, but this thing is freaking awesome. It is all enclosed in here. You can see it's got a door. It's printing one of these YoYo counterweights right now. Here is an example of something it printed. It's a little Fortnite girl. I had a bunch of supports, but I removed them. But it printed it really well. Also too, I made this Fortnite thing. There's a kid at my work that asked me to print some Fortnite stuff. So, and also from the Alfawise, here's somebody made me this. This is actually, if you follow my yo-yoing, this is my yo-yo logo. They made me a counterweight for it too. These were both printed on the Alfawise. Also do all the upgrades on the Alfawise, like these legs, so I can put the control box underneath it, the fan. These are all printed on there. This also has a filament runout sensor. Also too, I don't know if I mentioned that. Very cool for a cheap printer to have all those nice features. But this printer, I mean, there's some really neat features about this. The one downside is you can't print very big things, but I mean, you can still print fairly large objects, and it's just so nice how you can print. They have an app. You can just go on the app on your phone, and you just click what you want to print. It'll start printing. Also too, you can just have it plugged into your computer, send it to your printer, or you could have just your printer going over Wi-Fi, not even connected to it, and send it to it. Very nice. Also too, it does not have an LCD touchscreen or anything, but it does have like one-touch printing, which is really nice. So it prints whatever the last file you loaded on the SD card or sent to the printer wirelessly. Because when it sends it wirelessly, it downloads it to the SD card actually, and then all you do is you hit play, and it'll play it. If you say I turn off the machine and I turn it back on, I hit play again, it'll start a print that was the last one I picked. So that's very cool. Any idiot can figure this out. You just put the file on the card or send it, hit print, bada bing, bada boom. Also too, if you're getting this for a young child, this one would be amazing because one, everything is totally safe. There's no exposed wires anywhere or anything like that. That's the one thing. The Alfawise does have a lot of exposed wires and crazy stuff. We're here, everything's enclosed. It's not a heated bed. It's printing right now. I can touch this. It does not get hot. It's a magnetic build tack, so it is quite nice, and it sticks to it good. But I wish it was heated. But because of the enclosure, you can still print ABS, even though it does not have a heated bed. I had to up the temperature of the nozzle a little more than I would than I would normally, so I did print it at like 245 instead of where I would normally do like 230. But I got ABS to print on here really good. I did that in my full review. I've done a review on every one of these printers, so you can go check out those videos. But yeah, really cool. Just very, very, just cool technology. Only printer I have that I can just go on my phone, bada bing, bada boom, and it starts printing. Really cool. And also too, you basically just take it out of the box and plug it in, and it's ready to go. If you're buying your first printer for a kid or something, this is one you're definitely going to want to check out because it's so safe and it's so easy to use, and there's many different ways they can use it. And and the technology is always growing, and their apps are going to keep updating and stuff. And if you're a young person, very tech savvy, you're definitely going to like this. I believe this is just right around the $300 range. It's for everything you're getting. It is amazing. And also too, the bed is magnetic, so you can it's got little clips here, so you can unclip it. You just pull it up. You can just flip it over, get your print off, put it back on there, and it'll be good to go. Also too, it has auto bed level, so you never have to worry about leveling the bed or anything. Okay, then lastly we're going to go over to the JG Aurora A5 here. So this is probably my favorite printer right now. It is definitely my most consistent, most reliable printer. Here is just like another little Fortnite thing I printed. This is printed in ABS. One of my only printers that can print in ABS without an enclosure. Prints great. Here's also to a middle finger cookie cutter that I printed also in ABS. And right now it's printing a Groot or something. But also too, it has the LCD touchscreen. It has the filament runout sensor. It has, if I accidentally unplug it, I can restart the print. If the power goes out, anything like that, I can restart the print. Everything is tucked away. Even the nozzle is tucked away. So, I mean, you could still burn yourself if you try to, but I mean, honestly, this is very safe as well. I wouldn't keep it around like a small toddler, but if you're 5 and up, I mean, you could have this around your 5-year-old and just, hey, don't touch that, you'll be okay. Like, there's no exposed wires anywhere. Everything is freaking awesome. the way that they have the touchscreen and everything is very, very nice. This one you also can hook it up wirelessly and print, you can print wirelessly via Repeater host, or I believe they actually have their own slicer too. I usually just print off the SD card. For me, I find it easier. I'm usually doing so many things with Wi-Fi, with uploading videos and streaming Blackhawks games and this, that, and the other thing. But if you want to, this is also, you can print wirelessly. They do not have an app or anything like that where you can just like send prints to it. But, you know, it's really cool. Also too, a very solid machine. Look at this, I'm shaking it, and it's not going to affect the print at all. Like this thing is, like even if you had this on a rickety old table, because it's one solid piece, it's not gonna matter much. We're like here, I mean this is a solid printer too, but it's just not the same. Like if I started shaking this, it would definitely, you'd see it on the print, that's for sure. Also too, the wire management and everything in here is very nice, and it all comes already set up like that. And if you couldn't notice, this is all solid metal construction, which is always going to be better than something that's made out of like plastic, you know, or whatever. Although, you know, I'm not knocking on this, but this all metal frame construction, even, you know, that's even better than this, which is also metal, but it's not, you know, it's not enclosed or anything. It's got a little more bells and whistles. It's got two fans cooling off the extruder. I've never once ever had a filament jam on this machine ever. You know, on every machine I use it on, you always get a jam here or there on occasion. I've never had one ever on this thing, and I've printed all sorts of materials. This is like my only machine that, for some reason, it can print ABS without an enclosure. I don't know why. Also, too, the bed on here is actually this diamond glass. I just have tape over it because it came from the factory with tape, and the tape hasn't ripped yet. But when the tape rips off, it actually has the diamond textured glass, like the Anycubic Ultra Base does. Here we have a build tack, and this is actually done here. So let me show you. I can take this off, and this is just magnetic, see? And then when I go to take my print off, I can just, it pops right off. Then you just got to make sure it's stuck in the right spot. Here, this, I believe, I can't remember what this came with, if it came with a piece of glass on it or not, or if I put that on there. But I eventually switched to a mirror tile. These mirror tiles, you can get 10 of them for $5 at Home Depot. So if you want to do what I did, you can always switch to that. All in all, these are definitely my 3 favorite printers as of right now. I've had over 25 printers. At the moment, I have 8 printers currently, and these are the 3 I use the most. This one is very new still going through its paces, still testing it out. But I couldn't be happier enough, and if I was just getting into 3D printing, this would definitely be a route I would consider taking, because how easy it is to just get the hang of how to do the basics of 3D printing, and then you can always go and build a kit or get a machine that's a little more advanced or whatever. Yeah, so these under $400, these are the 3 I would consider the most. I'll also put some other links down below, but you guys are going to want to check out GearBest's sale in general. It's just awesome. GearBest has helped out my channel so much, and I'm just really excited they're celebrating their 5th anniversary, and they're doing good, and they're really a great company. They have all sorts of awesome tech stuff, not just 3D printers, they have cell phones, computers, literally everything. So go check them out. I'll put the links for all that down below. Hopefully you guys get some good deals, save some money. And if you have any questions, leave them down below. I'll see you guys later, and peace out.